Good morning, all. We are pretty much packed up. It's about 6:45 and we're going to get walking here. A little chilly this morning. I got the Cosmics on. And the first goal today is to get off of the Paiute Pass. So we have about 14 miles to do that. And then we'll be back on the PCT and back in business. I think we're going to try to get this trail done and then get a couple miles in to set us up good for V.V.R, Vermilion Valley Resort. That'll be our next resupply point, and we are expecting to hit that in about 3 more days. It's this little resort. They have like a restaurant and a store, and they let hikers camp there. I think they have showers and all that, and you can either hike 9 miles there, 9 miles back, or you can take this ferry over the water for like 20 bucks or something. So we're probably going to take the ferry in, get our stuff charged, get something to eat, get our food, and I don't know if we're going to stay there yet. It depends. This ferry runs at like 9 in the morning and at 4 in the afternoon, so depending what time we get there, you know, we'll have to make sure that we have enough time to get all of our stuff done. So we're just trying to set ourselves up to be in good shape to hopefully get that ferry in the morning on Saturday. What the hell's today? Thursday. Today's Thursday. We're going to try to hit it on Saturday. So about to get walking here. Hopefully this Paiute Pass is as easy as folks have been saying it is. I don't want to jinx myself, but I think this is the top of the pass. Nice little bitty pass. Looks pretty dry if we're headed in this direction also. So it could turn out to be a pretty leisurely day, I hope. Definitely the easiest pass we've done. Been in water all day. Apparently there's a lot of stream crossings. We had one back there a little bit ago. It wasn't too bad, but the whole trail is pretty much water. My feet have been soaked since I started, pretty much. I said it once and I'll say it again. I've never seen this much water, ever. The Sierra is wet. Wetter than your mom watching Hammer Hikes. I just had to cross like 5 of these back to back. Can't feel my feet. Just had a coyote leap out right in front of me. He ran back that way. I couldn't get the camera out in time. I don't see him anymore though. Haven't had much to show y'all today. Just kind of been going through this forested area all morning. It's coming up on noon, so I'm sure at some point up here I'll see Chap eating somewhere. I'll probably join him, per usual. And we have under 4 left to go on the Paiute Pass Trail. So we'll be back on the PCT within the next hour or two, probably. Back there at that bridge was the trail junction, so we are back on the PCT. That means we have like 14-15 miles in already. We're gonna keep moseying up the PCT, try to get like, there's some good tenting, like 6.5 from here, and that puts us in good shape for the next pass tomorrow, which is Selden Pass. It would only be about 3 miles from the high point if we get to these campsites. I think there's water there too. So that's where we're going to plan to head. Once again, we got gray skies in the afternoon. Yes, that's what it does. Storms out here in the afternoon. But thankfully we haven't really had anything yet. Look how huge these trees are. It's like up to my chin. Fucking wild. Massive. There's deer. Little tiny deer. We've got probably less than 3 miles uphill to this campsite yet. Had to put the leggings back on because the bugs are fucking horrible again. My legs are covered in mosquito bites. Really not great. The rain's pretty much held off, and it looks like we're getting to some blue skies here. I did put my rain jacket on for a few minutes. It drizzled, but never got any worse than that. Aside from the bugs, it's been a pretty great day. Kind of getting lost in my thoughts, and hiked alone most of today. Got a couple podcasts in. Yeah, it's just been really good. I've also been in the shade. It's been kind of gloomy. My feet have been wet all day. Feels just like the AT. We decided to push another 1.5 miles to the next camp. It'll give us even less to do to the pass tomorrow, and I should be there shortly. It's been raining off and on. Still hear thunder, but right now I'm not getting hit with any rain. Well, I'm in my tent. I found chaff, and look what we got going on right now. I was just getting fucking pelted. Shit hurts, man. What the fuck? I hope it doesn't go through my Dyneema. I don't think it will, but this isn't great. Well, the hail seems to have stopped. You can see it all over the ground. Got a little crazy there for a second. But I got everything situated in here. I got my water going. Tonight we're doing the pepper jack potatoes. I like these ones. It's one of my favorite ones. We kind of crushed it today. We did over 21, and we're not very far from V.V.R. I forget the mileage, but we could possibly get there tomorrow. So that would actually be awesome if we could get there in the evening and camp. But we'll see how it shakes out. We'll see how this pass goes tomorrow. I am super hungry, so I'm gonna get this going, and I'll check in a bit. All right, everyone, it is late. I fell asleep. After dinner, I started editing, and I fell asleep with all my stuff everywhere, and I just woke up, and it's 11:30, so I gotta get back to bed. I will catch you guys in the morning. I love you, Josh Scoggin. Good night. See you later. Morning, guys. Sorry about last night. I must have been more tired than I thought I was. And yeah, like I said, I just fell asleep in the middle of editing. Woke up 11:30. I did finish my editing, you know. But yeah, just really weird. Anyway, today is Selden Pass. We're I think less than 2 miles from the high point. So we should be able to hit it first thing this morning. Have no idea what conditions are going to be like. The last couple comments say that there's quite a bit of snow, but we haven't seen any snow. So who the fuck knows? After we do the pass, it's a very long descent down to Vermilion Valley Resort, or V.V.R. and we're only like 15.5 from there, so we're pretty sure that we can get there today. We just have to be able to make the ferry. There's a water ferry that takes you to the resort, and I think they would leave the dock at like 4:45 p.m. So hopefully we can get those 15 miles in before that. I don't think that should be an issue unless we have some crazy conditions. Then the resort has like a restaurant, they have camping, showers, bathrooms, resupply, all the different things that we would want. And if we get in today, we'll probably stay the night. If we stretch it out to tomorrow, we would probably go in the morning and then come out in the afternoon. So it all depends. We'll kind of play it by ear. It's pretty fucking cold this morning. And I'll tell you one thing, I've said it before, that you just never get used to putting on wet clothes. On the AT, at least it's somewhat warm, I guess, when you wake up and you put on the cold clothes and it's uncomfortable for a minute. But out here in the Sierra, like putting on soaking wet shirt and socks, and you can like see your breath and it's fucking freezing. Like, it sucks so bad. I hate it. But warming up a little bit. I gotta brush my teethers and pack up all my stuff so that we can get rolling. It's just before 6 a.m. We wanted to get a little bit of an early start this morning. We've already seen multiple people pass by. This morning, as we were packing up the last of our stuff, we heard someone yell, "Well, look who it is." And sure enough, here comes Fireball walking into our campsite. I guess the last couple days she hasn't done terribly long miles, so we caught right up with her. She's up ahead of us now, but she's never getting rid of us. We're just going to be bouncing around with each other all the way to Canada. Now, I guess it started hailing on her pretty bad, even before it hailed on us. So she set up her tent real quick, and I think she ended up just falling asleep or whatever. So I also forgot to mention that after we make it up and over this pass, on the way down, we have to cross Bear Creek. And Bear Creek is known to be one of the wildest stream crossings on the trail. Reports over the last days, weeks, have not been good. People have been saying it's, waist deep, very strong. From the little crew that we had hiked with the past week, there's a gentleman named 24, and we got word that he actually got swept away by this creek. Thankfully, he was able to get pulled out, and everything was fine and it wasn't more serious, but he did get knocked over and taken out by it. So I think we're pretty paranoid about that. I think we're going to hit it early enough that hopefully the water levels are low and it's doable. If we got to tag team it and cross it together, so be it. I have faith that we'll be all right, but you never know. All right, we made it to the top of the pass and we are headed down now. Looks like we have a very long, steady decline. And then, of course, toward the end of the day, there's a hump where we go straight up and then straight back down to the point where we will catch this ferry. Caught up with our buddy Paranoid. He's up there with Chap, yakking away. I'll just stand back so I can not socialize. We're walking along a nice path now. I think we're finally out of the snow. Took off our micro spikes just a little bit ago, and it's been great. We gotta make up some time because we are pizza blazing today. Because apparently Friday is pizza day at V.V.R. I don't really know what that means. I don't know if it's the only day they have pizza or if it's cheaper or what the deal is, but all I know is I'm eating some fucking pizza later. We're coming up on the Bear Creek here. This is the tough crossing. Let's see what it looks like. All right, we made it across. It was about crotch deep to me, almost. The worst part of it was every now and then you would hit a real slippery rock, and then it would kind of like feel like it's, you know, going to take your feet away. But other than that, it wasn't horrible. Try not to think about it too much. You just kind of go for it. But it was definitely the strongest water that we've gone through, I think. And it's early in the morning, so it's only going to get worse as the day goes on. And yeah, I can't really imagine what it's like trying to do it later in the evening or afternoon. Oh, Christ. It's something Chap and I started a few days back. Every time we have to straddle a log to get over it, we yeehaw. I usually throw my hat, but we even do it when we're not together. So if one of us is quite a ways ahead, we can hear him yeehawing in the distance. It's so fucking funny. Everyone around us thinks that we're fucking nuts though. And speaking of people around us, just up ahead there in the orange shirt is fucking Guardian, who we haven't seen. We've seen him at Kennedy Meadows. His kids met him there, and his kids were going to hike the Sierras with him. We took another 0.5 or whatever, and he had left the previous morning, so we thought they were long gone. They've done the Sierras before. And Chap and I are hiking, and we see a couple people coming up behind us. Sure as shit, there's Guardian and some other guy. I guess he had gone home for a couple days and came back, I don't know, but here he is again. Stopped for lunch. I actually remembered to bring out my camera for once. We got the pepperonis, as usual, peanut butter somewhere, and we got a Fireball. Then we got a Chap trying to dry all the shit out.
On the sign.
We don't really have to rush a whole lot this afternoon. It's noon, just after noon, and I think we just have a long descent from here, and it's not very far. I don't know how many miles it is, but cruising. Bye, Fireball.
Bye.
See you never.
See you in 4 miles.
Okay, so little change of plans. We stopped here to eat lunch, and Guardian came by again, and he said that this trail takes you right to V.V.R. So we checked, and this is a separate, a different way that you can get there. So we're gonna take this route because it's 4.2 miles from here, which is shorter than what we were gonna do, and we won't have to pay for the boat ride. So the boat ride was $20 one way, so it would have been $40 just to get there, which I wasn't thrilled about. And then I heard that they're charging $30 to use their Wi-Fi, which is bonkers, but we kind of need to do the YouTube shit. So at least we'll save some money this way. It does tack on a few miles, but who cares at this point? So hopefully this is just a pretty chill 4 miles, and then we get to have pizza. We stopped for water just back there, and Fireball passed us. And as she's passing us, she says, "Hey, by the way, this trail is 7 miles long, not 4.2. So we looked at it and realized that our far out guide must have been reading the distance to V.V.R. from a different direction, because I guess once we started on this trail, it changed from 4.2 to 7. So we were doing 7 miles to the resort, and then tomorrow getting out, we're now committed to hiking, because if we take the boat out, we're going to disconnect our footsteps, and Chap and I are not okay with that. So we have to hike out. It's just more miles. Just all these extra miles that don't count for anything. It's unreal. Well, we're about 2 miles from the resort. I'm crossing this bridge now. We're on this like old paved road, it looks like. But off this bridge here, this little ditch, wherever my skaters are, it makes me think of Lords of Dogtown. You know the part I'm talking about if you've seen it. This looks like their cabins that they rent out. Oh, they're not even cabins, they're like canvas, like heavy duty tents.
It's 7 miles, man. When you want a slice of pizza, 7 miles is the least of your worries. Hell yeah.
V.V., are you ready for pizza? Fuck yes, I am.
So we can talk about all that stuff later. You got a new patient to attend to right now?
Alright, we got Tent City going on, or we can call it Mushroom City, whatever you prefer. This place is actually pretty sweet. It's fucking expensive, but everything on this trail has been outrageous. Thankfully, I don't have to resupply too much, because we did what we thought was going to be a 4-day stretch in 2.5 days. So I still really have enough food to get me to Mammoth. I just had to pick up a couple snacks, and I just got a few bags of candy. It was still expensive, but better than having to buy meals. They did pizzas here, like stone-fired pizza or whatever. It was actually really fucking good. Hit the spot. Came with a free salad, so I'm happy with the food. At least it wasn't crappy quality or whatever. So we are just up here sitting under the patio with a bunch of people drinking a couple beers. My boy Long Nose Pete's here. You remember me talking about him. Other than that, this is my spot, and I think we're planning to probably wake up normal time and try to get out of here early and get some miles in. We're going to try to do at least a 20 tomorrow, try to get to Mammoth in a decent time. All this extra mileage that we have to do to get to these places is weighing on us, and it's frustrating, and just makes us feel like we're not getting anywhere. But everyone's telling us after the Sierras, mileage will pick back up and we'll feel better, so I hope that's true. Tap, I think, got a shower and may have done laundry. I'm not going to do any of that shit. We should be in Mammoth in like 2-3 days. So I don't feel that gross. I can fucking live with it for a couple days. And we saved money by hiking in here and not taking the ferry, so that makes me feel a little better. Wi-Fi was $20 fucking to use the Wi-Fi, which kind of felt like we were getting a deal, because I thought it was 30, judging from the far out comments. So $10 cheaper makes me feel a little better, but it's still 20 fucking bucks. So all this shit just adds up, but I'm just bitching. Anyway, I'm gonna have another beer or two and probably go to bed after that, but I will say goodnight when that time comes. Okay, some context for what's about to happen. There's this very old Chevy pickup truck, one of the coolest fucking trucks I've seen, and it keeps coming up and down this drive. And in the passenger seat is a young man who Fireball finds
attractive.
I was trying to think of a more clever word. and she was just gawking at this man. And Fireball is also in desperate need of a stamp because she wants to send out a postcard, but she couldn't find any stamps. So she went to her tent a little bit ago, and this guy that we've been sitting here drinking with is like, oh, I'm gonna see if I can find a stamp and we're gonna have that guy deliver it to her tent. And long story short, it all seems to have worked out. So we're gonna get this guy to deliver this stamp to Fireball's tent and see her reaction.
What is going on? What is going on?
Margie needed some stamps. There you go.
No! No!
All right, so that worked out pretty much perfectly. She was super surprised and it was funny, so it was worth it. Although I didn't really do any of the work, I just had the camera out. Things are winding down, most people are going to sleep. I'm on my last beer, and then I have to lay down as well. We're gonna try to do somewhere around 20 miles tomorrow, but we're just gonna see how far we get. We don't have too many plans. All I know is that Mammoth is in a couple days, and I'm excited to see that town. As always, I appreciate you guys following along, and I will see you in the morning. I love you, Chris Motionless. Good night, and have a good one.
No, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is. When I take the tripod,
She's already done enough and you enjoy it still.
I
I want to do it next year if I can afford it.